going on, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Recap. I am Benjamin. It is Wednesday, and if you like hats, you came to the right place. We are dual casting between Instagram and Twitch. And if you're not able to catch the show live, you can always catch us on YouTube at Hat-Club. Be sure to subscribe to us, which is a fancy word for follow, and give us a like if you like what you see. Chat seeming pretty lively today between the IG. There we go. Sound's coming on. I assure you there on Instagram. I'm reading comments right now. But over on Twitch as well. Hope you guys can hear me. I can see my microphone is on. The green dials are going up and down, so that's a good sign. But anyway, JM1620 first in the house. It's Lou, Peace 2314, David Kearns, More Beer Less Work, Croats 10, Yodi Fitteds. Been a while since Yodi Fitted's been in the club, I feel like. What is up? Kicks and EDC, Vengeful Spectre, Asher Basher 1996, Just Shady G, Wally Absurd, VT Kevin R, Official Tony, Northside Hoodlum, Warriors X408, Shelby 074. Pleasure to see all you guys. Oh, AZ Colt 45, can't miss you. And Sub Diego 619. What's going on? I can't do this show alone, so of course I got to bring in the ever dashing, the ever dapper, the ever a lot of other fancy adjectives. Furry Taylor, what's up, dude?
What is going on, chat? What's up, guys? Ben, it is great to be here. I'm sorry, guys. I was the drama today. That was the reason.
No. Let's be real. I'm the drama. We're starting the show 45 minutes earlier than usual because this guy's got to get on a plane as soon as the show wraps up. But anyway, what were you up to?
Oh man, nothing much. So actually got to meet a friend of Hat Club, friend of the show, J-Tips today.
Hey,
so as most people know, he just had his release of his third collaboration with Saucony. So I was actually able to for one, and he was even nice enough to sign the box. So I promised him I was going to shout him out on tonight's live. Big shouts out to you, J-Tips. Always show me love.
Hell yeah, J-Tips. We miss you, dude.
Yep. So I have 2 of my 3 boxes are signed, so I need him to get the other box signed. But it's been a crazy week. Hats dropped on Tuesday, and then now we're rolling into recap today. So super excited to go ahead and
man.
Yeah,
dude, I'm stoked. Oh, actually, speaking of J-Tips, this was like so pertinent. It's hilarious. So lately, you guys have been seeing we've been dropping the coin pins again. A lot of you are pretty stoked about that, etc. Well, just a heads up, this Sunday we got even more pins dropping. A few older collection pins, including Orange Crush, but most notably, there's like 7, 8, 9 J-Tips pins dropping on Sunday for you guys as well.
Sheesh. So listen, it must be a J-Tips weekend. I think his shoes are releasing on the 20th, which I believe is Saturday. So the wider release. So definitely make sure you guys tap in with that. But definitely don't want to neglect chat. What is up, VT Kevin R, JM? What's going on? David 86K. Yeah, I think I might have to change my IG screen name to Fancy Tef. If you know, you know. Just Shady G, what's going on, my guy? Kicks and EDC, thank you, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate the compliments on the jersey. Asher Basher, what's going on, my guy? Best of AZ, what's up, man? It's gonna be a great show today. I think you guys are really gonna like what we got. I
also like the fact that, as Big Show pointed out, we're both wearing A's hats today.
Yeah, like
we did not plan this.
We did not plan this at all. This was so funny thing is, I'm very glad that I copped this. Big shouts out to Ronnie for being a visionary and doing this. I was unsure about it, but it worked out really well.
And big shout out to Ronnie. He's a new daddy today.
Yes, big congratulations to Ronnie as well. The new dragon is here. The new dragon is here. I was like, yeah, but I mean, chat's going crazy. I mean, I really, really appreciate you guys for the support that y'all gave me for drop day yesterday.
Hell yeah, man.
We sold out the free band Braves in 2 minutes.
Bop.
Yeah, so big shouts out to you guys for doing that. There is still one more hat left, the Belongo Bay Braves. It is still available on the website. There is legitimately 2 more hats. Legitimately 2 more. There's a size 7 and there's a size 7 and 1/8. So if you need those, hey, I will say, and I'm not trying to say this to plug it at all, but of the 3 hats that I made, this is the most limited. And in many ways, that's kind of cool because it is the most sentimental to me. I had not been back to St. Thomas before shooting this promo for about 7 years since my grandmother passed. So this was actually a really, really full circle moment for this hat. So if you are a 7 or you are a 7 and 1/8, go run and go get it now. Because I don't know if it'll be around after this show is over.
I don't feel like it's going to be. So NOW, everybody.
Exactly. So, and speaking of hats that are still on the website, how about we go through some site sleepers, Ben?
Let's do it, man.
Yeah, all right. Let's go. So we're going to go ahead and share my window up real quick. So go ahead and do that. And then let's see here. So
there we go.
boom. So, obviously we do this every time, but just for those who are new to our show and don't know their way around the website, you can get to the new arrivals in one of two ways. Hey, I know that guy. Speaking of the page. But there's two ways for you to do it. You can go from the new arrivals pane here and click view all. And also you can just go to the new tab that's up here. So I'm going to go to the new tab up here. Big shouts out to Cozy and IG chat that's pushing you guys to cop my hat as well. Funny thing about me and Cozy, we were both the only two ambassadors this drop to drop 2 hats. He has a few sizes of his Mets remaining. So if you have a chance to grab that, highly recommend that you do so.
Dude, especially with the way the Mets are playing ball now, that should be sold out.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously we got some good new heat coming at you guys this week. We have I'm going to click this one first because I know a lot of people are lukewarm on the tilted compass, but I think the way that we executed this was really, really well done. I like the pewter with the metallic red hits on the baseball, as well as the metallic pewter on the stitching. Ken Griffey Jr. patch, you guys have seen this a few times, but I think this is just a really, really good hat, especially with the Black Toe 1s releasing this year. If you're a Jordan head and have anything for Jordan 1 to 14, this is a hat that you need in your rotation. And it's a Hat Club original pinky. Come on, guys.
Shout out to Cream.
Oh, perfect. And World's Cozy is actually reminded me he is fully sold out now. So big shouts out to him for being fully sold out on both his crowns.
Congratulations, brother.
Yes, sir. So Hat Club badge on the sweatband. This, I believe, is made in China. Two-tone batterman on the back. This is a closer up view of that. Turn the clock or turn ahead the clock logo. The tilted compass, as some people call it. On the front logo, and then on the side is a closer up view of that side patch. Very clean, full size run available. So definitely go cop that, guys.
Sweetest swing in baseball, Ken Griffey Jr.
If you know, you know. Next up, we got a lot of good D-backs stuff on the horizon. If you guys have been watching John as well as Jess's channels, but this is another good Serpientes hat or Serpientes logo, front logo for the Arizona D-backs. With the Arizona-born side patch. Again, another good, solid everyday crown. That cream with that metallic red outline on the Serpientes logo with the Arizona-born in the side patch. Gray UV, black guts. I believe this one is also made in China. Two-tone baddie on the back. I like this. I do like this a lot. Again, very, very solid everyday crown. Full-size run. You guys know what to do. Go run it up. Next up. Yeah, I was like, next up. Actually, I'm gonna go here for a specific reason. A lot of you guys have been asking us for some cool fashion style hats, and I think this hat definitely will. If you're not careful, maybe a little bit of Pistol Pete action in the sense of you may not have any of these left, but extremely, extremely well done. Texas Rangers hat with that 2024 All-Star Game patch. The metallic blue with the green drop shadow was perfect. Very reminiscent of a specific throwback jersey. If you know, you know. Ben, I know you know. Kelly Green UV, black guts. There is a Hat Club badge on the inside of this one. Extremely well done crown. Two-tone batterman on the back, reminiscent of those retro jersey colors. And this is a closer up of the front logo and the side patch. This is definitely what I'm going to spend the block on and get for myself.
Yeah, I need
to get it. This is a must-have for you, Ben.
This one, and then there's 2 other like lost cool fashions that we dropped over the last month. I need to scoop up all together. I was slipping on that.
Yep. I saw Big Show was asking for Philly hats. My brother, we got you. We got a City Connect Philadelphia Phillies patch. Or excuse me, on the City Connect logo for the Phillies. Looks to be a two-tone, so this is a black upper, navy top visor, and it looks to be a navy button. I'll see on the closer pictures. Gray UV black guts, hat club patch on the sweatband, two-tone batterman on the back, tonal new era flag, and from this perspective, it does look like that is also a navy top button. One of my one of my favorite, City Connect logos. I'm flogging myself later for saying that as a Braves fan, but very, very clean logo, very, very nice.
I was
Extremely,
surprised you
extremely
didn't
well
criticize
done.
me earlier in regard to saying the Mets were like starting to get a playoff push here, especially considering the fact they're tied with the Braves right now.
I was trying to be nice to Cap Crusader today, but I've said two nice things about like we're not really not division rivals, but let's say like league rivals. So we're not saying anything nice about anybody else for the rest of the time. For those of you guys that love the Millions Negro League collection, good news for you. We have the Hillendale Club and the Kansas City Monarchs. I know a lot of you guys were wondering why we did not have the Monarchs in the original collection. We have it now. It's a tonal navy. That eggshell cream color for the front logo for the Kansas City. Negro League side patch here. 100th anniversary side patch on the side. Even has the Negro League patch on the sweatband, kind of similar to what we have with the Hat Club patch. So really, really nice touch. Kelly Green UV, black guts. And instead of the Batterman on the back, you have Monarchs going across the back where the Batterman would be. Tonal New Era flag. This one is I'm going to pick this one up. I'm definitely going to pick this one up for myself.
I've always liked this era of Kansas City Monarchs. I already had I have this hat, but the old like on-field hat the Royals actually wore, which is the only reason why I'm passing on this, just because. But other than that, great hat to add to your guys' collection.
Exactly. As far as that, and then we're now transitioning into the oh wow, it did something I did not want it to do.
Oh,
all right. So transitioning here. So we're definitely going into the ambassador hats. So as Cozy said, he sold out of both his redemption Jets and his money making Mets.
Yep.
The free band Braves is sold out. Tiana's Buffalo Bisons is also sold out. So shouts out to her. But there's still some good hats left. The Detroit Tiger script is still here. The which has I think he has two sizes remaining, 7 1/4, 7 3/8. So if you need that, definitely do that. This hat also glows in the dark, so definitely pay attention to that as well. We have the Belongo Bay Braves, which I just showed up. We have, I think, a 7 and a 7/1/8 of the last two sizes of that remaining. So if you need that, definitely go scoop that. And then last but certainly not least, we also have the butter chicken and naan from my boy Sharoy. Also having two sizes left, a 7 3/4 and an 8. All these hats really, really well done. Big shouts out to you guys for selling us out. We really, really appreciate it. So go ahead and scoop those, man, before
do it. Actually,
gone.
There's one more hat I want you to show off on that's on the website right now. It's that San Francisco script.
Yes, I did pass that one. This one right here, right?
Yes. So this one actually dropped at Great Mall ahead of time, and I think there's only like a couple sizes left. But most notably with this one, October's right around the corner, aka spooky season. There was a very similar hat that we dropped last year for the Cleveland Indians, which case was part of the horror pack. So if you missed out on that one and you're a Giants fan and you dig this colorway, great scoop up for you guys.
I actually forgot about that, like that two-tone that we did for the horror pack, the Cleveland Indians. Yeah, that's actually a really nice callback. I like that. But yeah, very, very solid crown, very clean. I mean, the 1989 side patch, definitely solid every day. So full size run, guys, go for it. And I think that'll do it for Site Sleepers.
Right on.
Bam.
All right. Going into brand new drops, we've been advertising this one for the last couple days, and it's going to be dropping tomorrow, as in Thursday, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, hackclub.com, Hack Club app, as well as every Hack Club location. And that, of course, is the fireworks pack. Hold on one sec. Let me go to the big screen here.
Yes, sir.
So details on this one. All of these are going to be 100% wool, not polyester. They're all wool. Every single one of them is made in Bangladesh, but most notably for these ones, this is going to have a white front logo, and of course, it's the multicolored kaleidoscope of color, metallic threading wrapping around the front logo, as well as the interior details of every side patch. So there you go. Yankees 1999 World Series, black crown, black upper visor, black button, black and white flat stitch Batterman logo on the back. All of these are going to have a retro green under visor, Hack Club tag on the inside, black sweatband, but most notably, all of them are going to have this fancy warning label on the inside, which reads, "Warning, curve visor only under adult supervision. Carefully remove stickers from visor. Always handle fire crowns with extreme caution." Bam.
No, I think that shouts out to Freddie because the execution on the theme and throughout everything here has been great. I thought the yellow warning label on the sweatband was a very, very nice touch.
I thought
nice
so too.
Yep.
Shout out to our modeling crew and our advertising crew, marketing team for actually blowing up one of these hats. Keeping with the theme. So,
yep, exactly.
All right, next up we've got Washington Nationals, but most notably with the DC logo, which is something we actually haven't done. I want to say since it's on my wall, the navy blue. Oh, sorry, there's my figure. The navy blue gray cord visor was like the last time that we did a DC logo. I think maybe fitted female ox pack. There was one in there as well. I just can't remember which one came first. But for any of you National fans out there or fans of the DC logo, this one's coming back. And most notably, 2019 World Series, where they took down the Houston Astros.
No, but I think like the one thing about this hat is maybe people when I first saw the pictures of it, I didn't really realize the kaleidoscope stitching around the side patch and the front logo, but I feel like that's really what makes it pop.
Yeah, I agree. It's a nice little shimmer there.
Yep. I first thought it was like metallic iris around it until I got a closer look at it, but no, still extremely clean, extremely well done.
I thought the same thing until I got them in hand because they had them at Great Mall, so I got to see them before like this load came in, and no, I'm really impressed with it, especially with the Diamondbacks one, just because of the fact that it's got the hexagonal pattern that's going down as far as the outline around the D logo here. Obviously, white interior for this one, but 2001 World Series patch.
Very clean, yeah. Is there so I know that this is probably a question a lot of people have because these front logos for the D-backs we've literally been going from like pretty well sized to like larger proportions. So is there is there a different year that we're using for those, or is that just a manufacturer's thing?
That's what I'm still trying to figure out as well, because yes, I have noticed that they've gotten increasingly bigger over the last 2 months, I would say. So I don't know if that's necessarily like accidental on our part as far as ordering, or if it's just for whatever reason being manufactured that way for New Era.
Yeah, AZ. I'm starting to think that it is probably because where were these all made, Ben? These were Bangladesh.
These are all Bangladesh, so that might also play a factor into it as well.
Maybe, yeah.
Did I say something inappropriate?
No, chat's just being chat right now.
Okay. I mean, I tend to do that, so I mean, let's be real.
You're good.
It's probably talking about D's.
Yeah.
Speaking of, no, I'm just kidding. Houston Astros up next. So, late mid 90s open star logo and 35 great years for the side patch.
Yep. This is another one of those times with that 35th patch, like just how it's executed. I like it. I definitely like it.
Same. I feel like any other patch, you wouldn't be able to cram as like many of the multitude of colors like within that area.
Yeah, because I felt like you would have either had to do like the Tequila Sunrise type patch, and I don't think the effect would be as pronounced.
Agreed. Boom.
Yep, very clean.
All right.
You haven't gotten to my favorite one yet.
I'll be honest, the DC logo, more I look at it, it's definitely my top 3, but here's your Atlanta Braves.
There we go.
Just the straight A logo, current on-field logo. But this is going to have the 1990s. Oddly enough, 1996. I would have figured it was going to be 1995 World Series side patch.
I would have thought so, but they like to keep on reminding us of the years that we've lost. It's okay. It's fine. But I think for me, I really like the thing I like about that side patch the most is the fact that they integrated that into like basically everything that's around the globe. So basically using that fireworks style stitching around the globe instead of putting it inside. David 86K, nobody likes a braggart, okay?
I love that. All right. Next up, we are going to the Minnesota Twins. So full script jersey logo on the front and 888 Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome side patch.
Yeah, I know. Like, so Just John and I always have this argument. I like that patch. He's not
So do
always
I.
the biggest fan of that specific patch for the Twins, but I think here it was really executed well again, kind of using the space around the stadium to actually really bring out that. Yeah, in this light, that looks crazy. That looks insane.
I was trying to perfect it before we went live, so it's just like it's definitely catching, it's dancing as I usually say at the right parts.
Yeah, no, that's a very, very solid patch. I like the execution on it. I like where we went with that one. I feel like the All-Star game one could have been good too, but now looking at how that one is executed, we made the right choice.
I feel like personally for me, All-Star Game 2014 we've used quite a bit, so it was kind of nice to go back to something a little bit different. But speaking of one that we use pretty often, we got the LA Dodgers up next. But the great thing about this one, so there you go. 50th anniversary of Dodger Stadium, which is a staple of a lot of Dodger hats that we do. But the main reason for it is, as we've talked about, how many colors can you cram in here? And especially getting those rainbow details in the background is where it's at.
It's like a black and white television that transitions to color. I like that.
Ooh.
I do like that. Yeah, flash fire. It's literally like I feel like that's like a summer evening, almost. The sun is setting, and the shadows are starting to, you know what? Yeah. Shouts out to Freddie, man. Shouts out to the design team. They did good on this one.
Freddie, Jorge, Justin, John, always knocking it out of the park. I love that. Up next is going to be the Baltimore Orioles. So O''S alternate logo for the front, rainbow details on the exterior, and of course, all the rainbow details inside the 30th anniversary of Oriole Park at Camden Yard side patch. Little big on the patch, but details.
Yeah, I think I like the fact that it's, like I said, I think seeing it in this light is what made me think that the stitching initially was iridescent, but very, very nice. I like the way that I don't really think that it would have. I'm thinking the other Camden, I think, what is it, the 25?
The 25, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been interesting too, but I like the fact that we integrated that with the bricks here. Very clean.
And then last but not least, it is definitely my favorite and definitely the one that I need to scoop up. Block S Seattle Mariners. So there is that metallic drop shadow that's going on for the background, but all the rainbow stitching details, of course, are on the liner. And Kingdom, which once again is another side patch that we really haven't used that often. We use it for a lot of the history, the team colorway ones that we dropped like months and months ago. So good to see the Kingdom kind of back. Kind of gives it like a UFO feel to it, which I wish Austin was here so we could talk about that.
Yeah, no, I mean that's actually, so surprisingly enough, I have
that
as well. So I was being funny by like,
hold on, I'm gonna have you show this one off because you got it in hand.
Yeah, so I mean, extremely, extremely well done. So I was actually torn. I really, really liked the Braves. I liked this one as well, but I felt like this is the one that's probably gonna fly because it's a side patch we don't use very often. But even looking at that Kingdom patch right here is just monstrous. Very, very well done. Block S with the drop shadow. Yeah, like I said, the Block S, exactly, Big Show. It is undefeated.
I love it. In your opinion, so that's the entire pack. Once again, they drop tomorrow is in Thursday, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, hackclub.com, Hack Club app, as well as at every Hack Club location. What is your top three?
Yeah, so I mean, my top three for me are definitely going to be, man, because as you started going through these, I was like, man, that's really nice too. Man, that's really nice too. So definitely the Seattle what I have on the Mata right now is going to be on number one spot. Number two is I'm going to show the hometown some love. I love that Atlanta Braves. I think like that was just really, really tough how we integrated that stitching into the side patch. And number three, after kind of looking at all of them, I know everyone talks about the DC being one of those ones, but I'm going to say the Twins. I'm going to put the Twins.
I had a feeling you were going to go there. I was already prepped to bring it out. So I'm putting the Twins in my spot, but I actually got the Dodgers in the 2-hole. And I know people are going to give me crap for using the term 2-hole.
No, I'm not. But to be honest with you, I think just the way that these patches are executed, I wouldn't be mad at someone putting another hat in there. Like Houston, I wouldn't be mad if you said Houston have that in your top three. Wouldn't be mad if you also had really, like I said, all of these are really, really well executed. I was actually surprised the route we went on the Yankee. I was surprised we didn't use a lot more
Yeah.
of that like colored stitching in the 99, but still extremely, extremely well done. Um, but yeah, like because JM Fitted on IG is asking to see the Yankee one more time.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me 1 sec. Let me go back into the big screen here, and I will
Mhm.
definitely facilitate that. So NY logo, of course. So the rainbow stitching, of course, or the fireworks stitching, I should be more specific about going around the
Mhm.
exterior there. And as far as the it's the globe and then the diamond details that are going with the fireworks rainbow pattern details in there. But even the 1999 is metallic threading.
Yeah, I mean, I think like now looking at it again, I take back what I just said. I think I like the fact that we went that way with it, where we made the base of the diamond the firework threading, and we chose to make the green and the 99 a little bit more metallic. So no, I like that.
I
Very
like it
clean.
too. Well done. As you gave Freddie his flowers, well done, Freddie, once again.
Yes.
Um, yeah, and Thursday, tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, hackclub.com, Hack Club app at every Hack Club location, if I didn't say it 3 times before already. All
Chat
right.
going up a no Diddy Yankee is crazy.
Oh my God. So it's been a while since we've really shown off variety packs, but we
Mhm.
actually don't have a spin the block Sunday this weekend because we're dropping
Ooh.
all those pins, like I mentioned at the top of the show.
Yep.
But we do have 2 smaller variety packs, so to fill in some time, but also show off some new hats.
Yeah.
I actually had them send them to me.
Ooh.
So Friday, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern time, because variety packs we just do earlier in the morning. First one up is actually technically a restock hat.
Mhm.
Black Dome. The
Mm.
Houston Astros. So mid 90s open star logo, metallic gold, a little bit of navy blue on the interior details there, but black crown, black button, black upper visor, Astrodome patch for the side patch, navy blue, metallic gold for the flat stitch baddie on the back, and then like every other black dome, black sweatband, white under visor, Hack Club tag on the inside, and this one is going to be made in China.
Very clean.
Yeah.
Why it's like so the black domes that we did initially, did those have the Hat Club tag on the sweatband?
I think some of them did, but I think more so nowadays because the fact that we're able to add it in, that was why this
This
one got
one.
that special treatment.
Got it. Got it.
Nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
Not at all. It's been a while since we used the City Connect TX logo or the alternate logo for the TX logo. Obviously, we use the Peagle every now and then as well. But these are going to be just standard colors, even though this is metallic red threading for the TX logo, but dark
Mhm.
royal upper visor, crown, and button. 2024 All-Star game. So
Mhm. I like this. Very clean.
not Stamos. So the hats are 100% wool and they're made in Bangladesh.
Mhm.
Flat stitch baddie on the back, white, sorry, gray undervisor, black
Mhm.
sweatband, Hack Club tag on the inside. I got thrown up for a second. Why? I don't know why I said white, but I was saying why, and then it transitioned to white. The reason why I was saying why was because for whatever reason, this one has an NFL sticker on the upper visor.
Ah, interesting. Guess somebody got confused.
Yeah. I mean, at least it didn't affect like there's no NFL tags on the inside or anything like that. It's just a sticker. It comes off, so it happens.
Yeah. And
Um,
CG, yes, they are wool. They are the fireworks pack is wool. Yes.
Fireworks pack is 100% wool. Next up, San Diego Padres, but going back to their City Connect stuff, total surfs up dudes looking hat right here,
Mhm.
especially with the scribbled out San Diego script going on the front logo, black crown, brown button, brown upper visor, 20th anniversary of Petco Park, and especially considering how hot the Padres are now, might as well scoop it up, and especially with
Yeah.
the City Connect colorway for the flat stitch baddie on the back, not too shabby.
Not too shabby at all.
Gray under visor, black sweatband, And this one is going to be made in China.
Yeah. Cap Crusader, yeah, definitely is giving me Spumoni vibes a little bit there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then last but not least, for all you football fans out there, shout out to John because he's a big 49ers fan. And I know he was one of the guys who was actually able to get this done. But this is the 49ers prototype, the two-tone. We obviously dropped the black version about a week and a half ago. But peanut butter khaki crown, red button, red upper visor, prototype logo for the front. Yes, this was a logo the Niners almost rolled with in the late 90s for their helmets. But back-to-back world champs. So for 1988 and 1989 for the side patch.
I do like this.
So why?
Oh, and no
No
shield.
baddie on the back, no logo, no shield. But retro green under visor, of course. NFL logo on the inside, black sweatband. And this one is made in China. No, there is not an MLB sticker on this one.
So Deep Power 111 with an interesting question.
Bring it on.
It says, why do people prefer the flat Batterman over the raised one? I won't say that I prefer. Well, no, I definitely will say I do prefer flat Battermans over raised ones, but I think it's just because of stitching wise. You know, sometimes sometimes it's like the colors don't always translate well. Whereas with the flat stitch, you kind of have a little bit more options. Yeah, you have a lot more options actually from like metallics and other things like that. So it really just kind of depends on what you're trying to accomplish, I would say.
And I see a lot of people chiming in on Twitch on this one. It has more of a classic look, which I agree because prior to 2008, all Batterman logos, especially on on-field hats, were the flat stitch style. But for me, it comes down to when you add the three-dimensional look to it, it makes the Batterman look a little bit bigger. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Some people prefer it, some people don't. I'm indifferent on either, but that's just kind of like a detail that I always notice, at least from especially for me, because I typically wear my hats backwards. And so what everybody is seeing, you're going to see a bigger logo or a smaller logo.
Yeah, I feel like so John's Pirates that he released at NoHo is a raised Batterman, but I don't mind it. So it's like I think it just all depends on how the hat's really made, I think, from a design perspective. So that's kind of that. And another good question I think we probably missed from Fireworks was, what's the difference between regular and wool? So Big Show, if you remember Seinfeld Pack, that was the last wool hat, I think, collection that we did. So we kind of told people with those hats to size down a little bit. So for like size down one size from what you initially do. So since I'm a 3/8, I would get a 1/4. I went true to size with this Bangladesh. It doesn't fit me like a bowl. It actually fits me pretty well.
Good.
So I would say but again, it also kind of just depends on what you're used to. I feel like the rule of thumb typically with wools is go a size down from what you would normally do. Typically.
Wool also has a tendency to form fit to your head better. Wool is definitely a shrinkable material, but shrinkable in the sense where it's like the more you wear it, the more it's just going to basically collapse in on itself on your head. I don't mean it's going to suck your brains out or anything like that. It doesn't tighten up, but it doesn't have that square look anymore, like over time.
Yeah, it's like I think if you guys ever own the Fear of God hats, those essential hats,
yes,
those were wool. The first runs of those were wool. So I have the black one, and yeah, over time, like I've had to keep it separate from like how I stack my hats because, like Ben said, it does shrink, and sometimes I have to use the hat stretcher a little bit to get it probably where I want to.
Yeah. If you guys have bought any of our like retro on-field, like World Series patch hats or just non-patch hats, all those are made of wool because prior to 2007, when MLB on-field hats transitioned to polyester, all hats were made of wool back then. So we still, make them true to how they used to be.
Yep.
I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't have a wool hat in your collection." More than likely, you.
Yeah, it's like it normally you can always tell because the material is a little bit thicker. You can like normally if I was holding like a poly versus like for example this is Ronnie's hat.
Yep.
This is the full poly, and then here the material on this hat. And again, I'm asking you guys to almost like try to feel a hat through the screen, which is crazy. But This hat is a little bit coarser, like when I ran my fingers across it, versus this is a little bit smoother because polyester is a lighter fabric than wool is. So, for what it's worth,
I'm gonna give a shout out to if I can read his name correctly. It's Gilly on air though. His comment is they usually fit like jeans. You got to break them in, and I totally agree with that.
very good analogy. Very good analogy.
Yeah. But yeah, this little variety pack here, 4 hats dropping on Friday, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, hackclub.com, Hackclub app. And then I said there was another variety pack, to which case, hold on, I got to go to my sheet here to make sure I get the teams correct. Minor League Monday is still a thing that's happening. So we got a nice little 4-pack of minor league hats for you guys on Monday. Same time as the Friday variety pack, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, hackclub.com, Hackclub app. And first one we got is the Bowie slash Chesapeake Bay Sox.
I really like that. Go to the big screen, Ben. I think people need to.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I thought it was.
Yeah.
I also got to turn my light down just because the fact that it's really shining through. So give me 1 sec. There we go.
And I like this hat a lot.
I took it down too much.
So I actually like this hat a lot because it's low-key close to the blue I used on my Belongo. Yeah, but it's like really, really clean. I like the logo. I like the use of metallics in that front one. That's clean. I think that might be a minor league that needs to come home.
Yeah, and this one it's actually a peach crown. It's not khaki. We've used peach on a couple hats back in the day. There were some Braves ones, most notably.
Yeah.
The Florida Marlins in my Big Ben's Knockouts was a peach crown as well.
Yeah.
But I agree. Just the use of metallics in this, and especially with the tricolor logo for the wave at the top as well as the bottom. Excellent job.
Now, I was gonna also say so that peach is full poly, right? That's not cotton.
Correct. Full poly.
Yeah, I know we talked about this before, but I just wanted to verify because I know that was probably a question someone was going to ask.
No, dude, that's a good call out because I probably was just gonna let it slip my mind, even though we talked about it last week how old peach hats, old pink hats used to be cotton. Over the last year, they've transitioned into a polyester, which is phenomenal.
No, this is clean. I think this is definitely a minor league hat that's going to come home with me on MILB Monday.
Yeah, sure. And I was going to say, you strike me as somebody who's going to pair it with a beautiful outfit.
Yes, very, very. I actually know exactly what I'm going to put with that.
Nice.
Very Merino-esque, if you will.
I love that. For all you Astros fans, up next is the Corpus Christi Hooks, but this is the Blue Ghosts, almost like goats, but I meant to say ghosts. So this was a theme hat that they did, I think it was like 2 or 3 seasons ago. But this is an indigo crown, graphite upper visor, graphite button, Corpus Christi Blue Ghost for the side patch there. I keep saying ghosts. Sorry. Flat stitch baddie on the back, flat stitch MILB logo, retro green undervisor, black sweatband, and this one is going to be made in China as well.
I am echoing chat. That's a beautiful hat, and Cap Crusader, you beat me to it. And this hat in particular, I wouldn't have mind this being a plain Jane. We didn't even really need the side patch.
Yeah,
I'm not mad it's there, but I think that's the only thing I would have probably said we could have done differently. But that front logo was bonkers. I
can't go wrong with the aircraft carrier as a front logo on a hat. To be honest,
it's like what? It's like, come on, man. Like immediately got Pearl Harbor vibes just from that first hat. Or well, can't really say. Well, I guess Pearl Harbor, yeah. It's like biplane. I was thinking more World War I because I just watched that on Netflix. So
okay,
yeah. So very clean.
Up next is the Fayetteville Deuces.
What?
Yeah, olive green crown. This is a cardinal upper visor, cardinal button. And yeah, that is a parachuting devil for the front logo. All metallics, of course. But yeah, the 80 Deuces. So much in the same sense of the World War I, World War II theme hat for this one. This is a very similar theme for Fayetteville.
That low-key looks like a squadron patch. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's low-key giving me Green Velvet vibes too. Based off of the color, the color we used on Green Velvet was more of a darker green.
Yep.
Whereas this one's more of like an olive. So I guess I could just say more of like that fall pack that we released a while back that were like cotton hats.
Big Show, you're such an ass. I love you though. But VT Kevin R giving the shout out for the 82nd Airborne. So yes.
Yeah, no, this is Big Show. I'm gonna have to probably say the Lord's Prayer before I buy this hat. I'm not gonna lie to you. But no, this is clean. I mean, I think these logos, I think this is one place that I think I would like to see us do more work in from a design perspective.
Yeah.
Like I like for us to get more minor league logos in, because stuff like this, man,
it's hard to pass up.
Yeah, like again, Big Show. I understand your quandary, but that one might have to come home with me as well.
The last one I know is going to sell out instantly because of the fact that 2 reasons. One, this one's got real tree camo, and the second is it is one of these bad boys. Fitted trucker. The last time we did fitted truckers for minor league, they were gone in an instant. So this is the other reason why I wanted to bring this hat in particular, along with these other 3, just because the fact Pensacola mullets. Excellent execution on the color scheme. We got some teals, we got some metallic coppers. Oh shit, we got Austin in the house. Fuck yeah, there he is.
Hey,
what's up, fellas?
And then we got the 30th anniversary of the Florida Marlins, which I thought was a really interesting addition in regard to a patch, but I'm not mad about it because they are obviously tied between the team. But yeah, like I said, this one's going to be a fitted trucker. This one's going to have real tree. So I kind of fully expect this one to vanish from the face of the earth. Not to mention the cilantro green for the under visor, giving Tef full credit for naming that one. But black sweatband. And this one it's actually saying it's cotton, which makes sense because of the real tree camo. But I know the visor is still polyester, but it is made in China.
Listen, Austin, I know your long feud with Real Tree. I feel like the people need to see you in this hat. I'm the people. I need to see you in this hat. Respectfully, I need it.
Why?
Why not?
I would wear it, but I don't want to put off a certain persona that I am not.
No, but that I think I'm not gonna lie to you. This is probably one of my favorite variety packs in a really, really long time. I think top to bottom,
yeah,
did a great job.
It's a really clean hat. I like that just from the one that I saw. So
not a bad little minor league Monday. So minor league Monday, this Monday, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, hackclub.com, hackclub app, scoop up.
Listen, you know what, Tef? I'm going to tell you why I won't wear that hat. Because as soon as I wear that hat, I'm going to be in a grocery store or something, and someone's going to come up to me and ask me about fishing. And I don't know jack shit about fishing. So I'm just going to be like, I just like the hat.
So, I feel like for me, I might actually challenge myself to get that hat so that I can just go and I'm going to do a whole photo shoot in a Bass Pro Shop. And then I'm going to find a person with a Real Tree wrap truck. And the whole time I'm just going to say roll damn tide.
There you go.
Wow.
That's what's going to happen.
I will say, actually, in regard to this hat, the person it reminds me of, and especially because he lives in Florida, Big Baby Scumbag, who was like the featured model in the crocodile pack. And because I know this is something that he would totally get on.
He would definitely wear that. Yeah.
Yep.
You should send him that.
Good callback to the crocodile pack, Ben. I feel like you need to see someone. There's so many angles we can go with that. Banjo next to the swamp, next to the cabin with that hat on. Yeah. A lot of good
stuff. I was going to say, I still think it's funny that we kind of got hated on for that collection, but it sold out.
Yeah, I actually have the what is it? I have the Tampa Bay Rays from that collection. I still have it.
I have the Mets.
People knew how many we sold of that.
I know. That's the craziest part about it.
Yeah, but shouts out to us again. That's definitely something I'd like to see us do more with variety packs and even just MILB Mondays. I think definitely that devil hat's gonna also have to come home with me as well.
And more beer, less work bought at resale.
That's awesome. I mean, sorry you had to pay resale, but it's awesome that you were able to get it.
1000%. Yeah, no, but I'm a fan. I am a fan.
No, Flashfire, I think the biggest issue that came up with Crocodile, that was like the first time, and it was completely unintentional, that another company basically dropped a very similar hat, I think like 3 weeks before we dropped that. And it's like, shit, kind of a moment where it's like, we're going to look like scumbags. But no, it actually paid off pretty well. So I feel like the execution was actually pretty clean.
I mean, I think for me, I think my favorite, that was actually before I was an ambassador. And
that's true.
Yep. And I remember what sneakers that, I put the Grinch Kobe's with it. And I was trying to go for like an amphibious or reptile type of vibe for that shoe because I think I had the Tampa Bay Rays, and then I put that with the Grinch Kobe's. That was
nice.
I was in my bag back then. That was good. That was good.
All right, we got one more collection to show off. This is AB, who unfortunately couldn't be with us today because it's his wife's birthday. So happy birthday to her.
Happy birthday, Miss AB.
But this one is called HisPANIC, HISPANIC. I got it spelled out obviously in the caption and stuff like that, but very interesting collection. All these are based on World Series champions, World Series heroes that all came from Latin America, South America, Central America, Caribbean America, I guess you could say. So first up, we got Pittsburgh Pirates. So this one is going to be a peanut butter khaki with the dark royal visor, dark royal button up top, metallic gold for the P logo with a little bit of beige as far as the exterior logo for the P logo. But this one is going to have the 1971 World Series side patch, metallic red, burgundy, metallic gold. My apologies for that. And this one, of course, is based on Puerto Rico. Shout out to Roberto Clemente.
Yeah, that one's coming home. That's definitely my favorite. One of my favorites of the pack. I need that.
Yeah.
I've been on mute for like 5 minutes.
Have you been talking this entire time? I didn't even see that.
Yeah. I was like, why is everybody just
ignoring
you? That's great. All these are gonna have great.
I was very surprised at the patch that he used for this one, given that we do have Roberto Clemente patches.
I agree with that, but because every single one of these has, well, actually, no, the Dodgers one I'm going to show off here in a second is the only one that doesn't have a World Series theme to it. But I think I know why. I'll get to that one in a second. Okay. But it does have the Mel Gibson era Pittsburgh Pirates logo on it, which I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah, I think this hat is going to go down as one of the better hats of the year.
I think so too.
I agree. I think
this is my number one spot. Started off with the number one.
All these are going to have gray under visors. All are going to have black sweatbands. All are going to have the Hat Club tag on the inside. And every single one of these is going to be made in China.
Cap Crusader, October. So Freddie teased a sample of it. And I think they just arrived like yesterday or something. So like, they will be dropping in October.
Somebody in New York already bought one.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, Quincy at least was honest about it when I mentioned it to him. So there's a diehard Astros fan in New York who always comes in maybe like once a month and buys all the new Astros hats. So some of you have probably seen that Instagram account in that photo. So yes, that one is coming.
Oh boy!
Oh boy!
Man.
All right, next up, I talked about the Los Angeles Dodgers. So this one is a shout out to Mexico and most notably Fernando Valenzuela. You're probably confused in regard to the coloring just because Mexican flag is brown eagle, green snake, white interior, green and red on either side. But I'll get to that in a second. So we've got dark cardinal for the crown, button upper visor, metallic gold Los Angeles script. But this, like I said, is the only one that doesn't have a World Series side patch because AB got creative and did the entire interior of the color scheme for the Mexican flag for the Viva Los Dodgers.
And that is a patch that you guys have been asking for and very well executed again.
Yeah, it's dropped a few times in LA, the Viva patch, but we haven't really brought it to .com much. So
Sub Diego, good shout out here. The Culican Tomateros, which is pretty dead on specific as far as I think another reason why AB decided to go with this color scheme.
Extremely clean. Extremely clean. I like this a lot. Ooh, yeah.
Yep.
had to do my
Some things just happened in Atlanta when Tef saw that baddie.
CG's calling me out. I said Culiacan, but I think I meant to say Culiacan. Sorry, my apologies.
No, had to get my Macho Man Randy Savage on when I saw that batter.
I love that. All right, that's number 2. Next up one is pretty obvious. New York Yankees. We got a two-tone here. Chrome white crown, dark navy upper visor, or sorry, not dark navy, light navy upper visor, light navy button, metallic red interior Yankees logo, metallic gold on the exterior, 1999 World Series. Hands down the greatest Panamanian baseball player of all time. Greatest closer of all time. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Enter Sandman.
Yep.
Very, very clean. Very well executed. I know Austin says we should throw this hat in the trash, but but very well done. Shouts out to AB on this one, and a very fitting tribute to a great.
And the nicest person that I've hated, I think, Mariano Rivera. So.
Yeah, I know why. I gotta say, give a shout out to AB on this one. Sorry. The negative interior details going on with the 1999 World Series side patch. I dig this.
Yeah, I think that this is like, I'm glad you called that out, Ben, because I think with most 99 patches, the goal is to make the 99 pop out from the actual, color of the hat itself. So I like the fact that he went almost legitimately translucent on that, which is extremely clean.
I wish he was here to talk about it. God damn it.
Yeah. And for me to give him some shit for the absolute disrespect of the 04 Red Sox.
I love it. All right. Next up, we are going St. Louis Cardinals, and we are off to the Dominican Republic. So this is going to be a royal blue crown, red button, red upper visor, metallic gold interior with a white exterior STL St. Louis Cardinals logo. 2011 World Series side patch. My apologies.
No, that's
what's weird is I low-key hated Albert Pujols in the mid 2000s. Like,
why?
I think I was just because I hated seeing him so much in the World Series.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I hated him. And then like I think I also, it was like really started the peak of the steroid era as well, for like people getting banned left and right for steroids. And I'm like, there's no way Albert Pujols isn't on steroids. But like I think he was just genuinely a big human, like Big Papi.
He's a large man. I've seen him a couple of times. Dude, he is massive.
Yeah. But younger me was definitely a fool. I don't hate Albert Pujols anymore, but like, I was a Albert Pujols hater for a while.
So I have some insight on this hat from AB.
Oh, please.
So initially when he did this hat, there was a desire to put iridescence around the front logo.
Ooh.
But I think obviously as we've known from like different countries of origin, when we do the hats, iris doesn't always iris the way that we want. But I think it's still very clean with the white outline. I think it tames the hat a little bit more. But I mean, definitely to see a sparkle around that front logo and on that side patch would have been ridiculous.
Yeah.
Definitely would have been ridiculous.
No, Austin, I'm going to agree with you. I still hate the Cardinals.
Yeah.
But it was, in regard to Albert Pujols specifically, it was a jealous hatred just because of how good he was.
I think that's why. Yeah, I think that's why it was. Yeah.
So fair.
Yeah.
We got 2 left, and both of them are Houston Astros, oddly enough. Adrian, I will show off the Dodgers for you as soon as I wrap up these last 2 for you. The first one is pretty obvious, and this is where I got kind of confused with the Dodger one because very similar color scheme. But yeah, Houston Astros current logo, metallic interior star. That is a beige H with a metallic royal blue exterior there. But this one is going to be a darker cardinal crown, button, and upper visor. So shout out to Venezuela. I would have preferred personally for this one to be a Miguel Cabrera hat, but unfortunately he never won a World Series. But this is the 2017 World Series side patch. Jose Altuve.
Yeah.
Who had a weird moment yesterday, if you guys didn't catch the game.
No, shout out.
No, I didn't, but I'm sure he has. Yeah.
So he got hit in the foot with the ball, so he just straight up took off his shoe, his cleat, and his sock to show off where he got hit. And it's just like, what the fuck is happening right now?
And then like 3 microphones fell out of his shoe. Is
wow.
No, big shouts out to Altuve and the Astros for
can hide a lot in those size 6 children's shoes.
for letting us go ahead and celebrate our World Series win on in Minute Park. That's out to them for that. Appreciate y'all, man.
I like Flash's comment. Rex Ryan liked it.
Oh my god. Anyway, this is the last one. So, like I said, another Houston Astros. This one is in. I don't even want to talk about this fucking playoff run for them. I'm still pissed about it. This, of course, is the Yordan Alvarez. So this is in respect to Cuba. So royal blue crown, button, upper visor. Kind of reversed out the colorways for what AB did with this H logo. Yep. So this is going to be a beige background for the star, metallic gold for the interior for the H logo, and metallic red for the background of the H, or the drop shadows more specifically. But the 2022 World Series side patch. I still cannot believe the Mariners lost the fucking Astros in the first round of the playoffs. God damn it.
Best of AZ. I do not hate the Astros. I do like the Astros for that reason, that they continuously beat the Yankees in recent history. But no, something about Altuve. He just annoys me. Like, just seems very punchable.
You know what's crazy? Okay, so once again, this is a situation because I used to work for the A's. I was one of the mascots, so I was always around the players. Jose Altuve is hands down one of the nicest guys I've ever met. So I can't let you besmirch the man anymore.
I've never met him.
No, he was in center field because they have a batting cage in center field at the Oakland Coliseum. And there was some kid who was, I think he was going to be thrown out first pitch. And so they were kind of giving him a tour and stuff like that. And then Altuve took him in the batting cage and showed him some pointers. And it's just like, damn, that's a pretty fucking cool thing to do.
No, I mean, I like, I mean, again, in general, speaking of the hats, I personally prefer the blue one over the red one.
Yeah.
But it's like, but I think like both of them are really well done. Definitely giving me Matrix vibes. A little bit of blue pill, red pill going on there.
Yeah.
There you go, Adrian. There's the Dodger one for you. Anyway. Yeah, somebody was mentioning which mascot I was. Hold on one sec. Oh, I thought I had it here. Shit, I don't. No, I do. Dropping stuff. All right, so yeah, for the 2014 and 2015 season, I was the Dennis Eckersley mascot for the Oakland A's, and this is probably the best thing to come out of it.
Hey,
the actual Topps baseball card with me in the Dennis Eckersley outfit, taking a photo with Dennis Eckersley. So,
oh my god,
goodness, yeah.
Now the one thing I still want is because there's a photo of Eckersley and me, and then Sean Doolittle's in the photo as well, and I never got a copy of it, but I still want that, and I want to frame that shit.
Big Show with an interesting question for you, Ben. He said, will we ever see a pitcher get 300 wins again?
No, God, no. Oh, I didn't mention when these hats drop. So the HisPANIC pack, Tuesday, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, hackclub.com, Hack Club app. My apologies. My God, I am fucking terrible today.
You're good, Ben. You're good. I mean, I think when you think of, we think of all-time great pitchers, closers, guys of that sort. I mean, we have some of those in the pack with Clemente, and also with Clemente and also with Rivera. But I mean, even in the Atlanta area where you have like Maddox, Glavine, I think there's just a difference, and to that point of that era of pitching versus now. No, I was going to say, like, I just watched like a documentary on Greg Maddux not too long ago, and he was talking about how essentially Greg was normally the catcher is signing to the pitcher of like, hey, which way to go or what to do. And he actually legitimately had like his own signage for his catcher of like how to basically move him and and basically strike out. And he wasn't a heater, throwing 98, 100, mile fastballs. These are like really, 70, 80, but, just really good pitch placement. So I think the pitchers that we saw of that era, I don't think we're going to see again.
No, Mad Dog was incredible to watch just because it's like he rarely topped out at 100 pitches. Like he'll go complete games and it's like, oh, how many pitches did he throw? 84. Like what? And yeah, he'll give up maybe a walk or one hit, but it's like he wasn't like a strikeout phenom. He got a lot of strikeouts, but at the same time, it's just like he was so efficient at finding locations where batters couldn't hit, and especially like against Barry Bonds. You look at like the two of them and their matchups, and Maddox owned him. And he could just put him in the right spots. Batters would pop out, batters would ground out, and that was it. Quicker way to get the job done because you're going to put more strain on yourself by throwing strikes.
Yeah, and I mean, to
DJ Ajax. When is the Fort Wayne Wizards that Freddie posted coming out? October as well.
There's it's part of
app downloaded.
Part of a little pack that's set for October. So I think we're actually showing it off next week on Recap, if I'm not mistaken.
I can't remember. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's an Atlanta Braves that Freddie has teased that I will also need.
Ooh.
Yeah. In connection with that Fort Wayne Wizards.
Yep.
Quite fantastic.
I saw somebody mention Pedro Martinez. Pedro Martinez is hands down probably one of the last great pitchers we've seen, with the exception of like Kershaw and Verlander. But the bigger thing about Pedro Martinez is
he beat the shit out of Don Zimmerman.
He did. But no. Pedro Martinez should not have had a career in Major League Baseball just because of how short he was and the fact that his brother Ramon was highly more touted than Pedro was. It just so happened like Pedro's got giant hands and is able to do so many things with a baseball, especially from a pitching perspective, and the amount of velocity you could put behind it. Dude was incredible to watch. So, but going back to the original question, are we ever going to see another 300 pitcher? No, because pitchers rarely go beyond 6 innings anymore. It's not even 100 pitch count like it used to be for starters. But then most notably, it's like it's so much harder to get a win. And because you have to rely upon your team actually scoring to be able to register. Like I said, you have to go beyond 5 innings. And so that's always hit or miss. It's just so much harder to do it. So
I think baseball's the one sport though, Ben, that like there's really no prototypical size for a baseball player, like because like you have Aaron Judge, who's fucking massive. You have Jose Altuve, who's short as shit. Yeah, you have Pedro, who was on the shorter side. You have Bartolo Colon, who is a fat fuck. So like,
dude. Once again, don't be besmirching upon Bartolo Colon. That dude is a fucking legend.
I love Bartolo Colon. He did great things for the Mets.
But no,
he's fat as hell.
He is. And when he did the Kingsford charcoal commercial at the end of his career, it's just like, okay, at least he's owning up to it.
Yeah.
I feel like just with, even with like just like the way that like the playoffs are changing, and even like with that as well, it's like I think teams are playing more so for like, I hate to call it management, or what was it? Load management that we're like seeing in basketball. I feel like we're starting to see that a lot more in baseball to that end. But I think at the end of the day, I feel like with the Braves last year, like I think that's like a prime example of should they have load managed. You know what I'm saying? Like, your offense is moving at that much of a clip. Do you need, if the distance between you and the next team in your division, let alone in your league, is that large, do you still need to keep playing like that? And and that's kind of one of those types of things where the year they won it, they were consistently playing. Then 2 weeks they go out, and then now all of a sudden it's like run against a buzzsaw in the Phillies, who's been fighting the whole year to play. So I don't know. I don't think we'd ever seen. I think someone said even a 3,000 hitter. I don't think we'll.
I was gonna comment on that because Luis Arias, I think is capable of doing it. Juan Soto, I feel like is capable of doing it. But because the thing we always have to remember is Ichiro Suzuki was a 28-year-old rookie in 2001. and arguably the greatest hitter all three of us and anybody in chat has ever seen in our lifetime. Unless you got to see Pete Rose play. Like, I barely did, because I'm old enough to remember that. But it's just like, in our lifetime, I will say Ichiro Suzuki is hands down the greatest hitter of all time. Or in our lifetime, sorry. And he got to 3,000 hits. And he was a 28-year-old rookie. So it's like, it's harder for, you're not going to see some 18-year-old kid come up. They might be 21 to 23 for their rookie year. But I feel like it's like, if they have the plate discipline and the approach that Ichiro does, which it's amazing more guys haven't gone to talk to him to learn how to fucking hit, it could be done.
Yeah, I think more people are more concerned with,
Altuve could get it. I agree, Big Show.
Yeah, I feel like people are more concerned with like home run hitting, which then surprisingly, I think, then you go to Barry. I mean, if that's really what you want to do as far as like bat discipline at the plate, and even then, and I get what everybody says about Barry, steroid era and everything else like that, but I feel like, again, prior to that point, dude was still a machine. It's like you can't. Steroids don't improve hand-eye coordination. It's like, so it's like that's either one of those things. Either you have it or you don't.
But they do impact your ability to be able to hit it out of the park.
They do.
And your neck going from normal to being a goddamn tree trunk.
Yeah, so. I think that that's one of the things where it's like, and it gets back to the conversation of like with baseball, like, is hitting more of a technical than strength skill? And I would say that it's a combination of both. Obviously, like I said, you put a person who has great plate discipline, good swing, and you give them steroids, then obviously, they're going to be a monster. But I think that you take those two things, the two things I just mentioned, and you take out the bat discipline and being able to have good hand-eye coordination and reading pitches and even knowing where the ball is going around home plate. You don't have that. You're just going to be whiffing at air most of the time.
What's your guys' take on this question from Cap Crusader? I covered this on Benchwarmers this week just because the fact that Ohtani is going to be the MVP. Like, no matter what Lindor does, like, I feel like Lindor is definitely deserving of it because the fact that he alone is keeping the Mets in the playoff hunt right now. Yeah. But the reality of Ohtani being a 48-48 guy, because he got his 48th home run last night, he's going to get 50-50. I mean, he's got 11-12 games left to go. It takes me back to 2012 when Miguel Cabrera won the Triple Crown. It was the first time an American League hitter had done it since like the 1970s. But at the same time, Mike Trout was having an incredible MVP caliber year. But it's like a stat like this where you have a guy who's going to be doing the first thing ever. I mean, anything beyond 40-40 that Ohtani's done, it's the first time it's ever happened.
Yeah.
So Ohtani hitting 290, and he's going to get 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases. Like, you have to give the guy the MVP for that.
Yeah, you do. I mean, I feel like that's just, and then also looking at who he's doing it for and where that team is ranked within their league, their respective league. I think, like you said, what Lindor is doing is admirable because it's putting the Mets in position.
Yeah. And honestly, based on the terminology of what MVP stands for, it's like, that's why I lean toward Lindor should get it.
Right. Exactly.
But because
like the Dodgers are still going to be a good team without Ohtani.
Totally.
The Mets are absolute trash bins without.
I mean, and I feel like in the NBA we have this conversation a lot too, because it's like, it does most valuable player mean if I take this player from this team, does this team just completely fall apart? Or does most valuable player also mean you're great at what you do and the result is your team is actually performing well? So I agree with you, Austin. I think the Dodgers are stacked. So, I mean, if you took Ohtani from that team, I still think that they're a playoff contention team. But I think it's just the perfect storm of things with that. But I mean, definitely, if we're going for what most valuable player means, then Lindor is by the letter the most valuable player.
If Ohtani was pitching this year and pitching as well as he consistently does, then it'd be him. Just because the fact that, not in our lifetime. The last time we saw a pitcher pitch as well as he did and rake as well as he did, with the exception of maybe like Mike Hampton. And maybe I would also throw Madison Bumgarner in the mix as well, because Bumgarner could hit bombs. But as great of a hitter as Ohtani is, especially as a power hitter, it's like, we're not going to see this, or we've never seen this before until him.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like it's funny how similar the Dodgers are to the Braves in the sense that like our bullpen has been really, really like plagued with injuries. I'm like speaking to who was it? Sub Diego and Fat Donix. He was saying that their whole pitching, Ohtani may have to pitch because their whole bullpen is essentially a hospital ward. I'm just like, that's the Braves' problem every year. Every year, like I think midway through the season, we already had 2 guys on IR, and I'm just like what's happening? Like why every year, like every single year? Like come on, man.
Yeah.
I think Cap Crusader makes a good point too. Lindor has the advantage too that he's on the field every day.
Correct.
Yeah.
So like,
and he's a leadoff hitter.
Yeah, and I think like purest sense of the form, like you gotta give it to him.
Yeah, I mean, I think
that. Yeah, it's a great accolade, and it's a crazy statistic that Ohtani's gonna do this year. But I think you just have to give it to the person that is literally making a difference to their team day in, day out.
So now, quick question, because I forgot. Does media vote for MVP?
Oh yeah,
for them. Okay, so I think
that's going to lean Ohtani.
Yeah. I mean, he's got to remember that there are more East Coast sports writers than there are on the West Coast.
Yeah, but I still feel like the East Coast writers, just because it's the buzz, they may lean that way. But I personally feel like it would be a much better feel good. Like people, like I think it would be one of those types of things where it's like, if Lindor won, I know people would say this will be the first time that someone's accomplished a feat in Major League Baseball that's never been done. Yeah. And his team is in winning position and a playoff team, arguably a World Series contender. And well, not arguably, they are a World Series contender, and he doesn't get it. I feel like that you would have a lot more explaining to do, and then I think the microscope would be on the Mets even more if they don't make noise in the playoffs. But that's
they're not gonna. They're gonna be a first round exit.
So actually, this brings up an interesting point in regard to how much playoff because I mean the playoff numbers have no implication on regular season MVP, but what does play a factor is the Padres are hot right now and closing in on the Dodgers. Let's say the Padres overtake the Dodgers in the NL West, which I still think is going to happen. Potentially the Diamondbacks could overtake as well. Then what does that do? Because if the Mets make it, even as a wild card team, and I mean, the Dodgers are still going to make the playoffs, like, don't get me wrong, but there is a possibility they're not going to win the division.
Yeah.
How does that factor into it?
Well, if he doesn't win the division, then I feel like then we're having a different conversation, because I think that actually leans more in Lindor's favor. Because like,
I agree.
Because if you remember last year, I think that's what made, because when it was the Acuna Mookie situation, it was because the Braves were just doing so many great things historically, offensively, and they won their division, and they were the best record in baseball. So it was like, if you didn't give it to Acuna, it would really be like, who else are you going to give it to? So I think in this situation, the Dodgers' final place in the division standings is probably going to play a factor. If they move to like 3rd or 4th in their division, I think Lindor has a chance. I think he does.
If this actually happens, that is the greatest preseason prediction that I have ever made. Because I said the Dodgers before the season start would finish 3rd in the division.
Yeah, I mean, and Grambo, yeah, I mean, it didn't hurt that Acuna went 40-70, but I'm just still saying that like that in context with the Braves team success made it to where even if you wanted to make an argument for Mookie, you really kind of couldn't at a certain point in the season. I mean, there were still people that were, and I mean, it showed in the voting. Like, I think Mookie got 1 to 2 votes, I think maybe 1 to 2 first place votes, but it was expected. But I mean, to Mike Reyes' point, he was like, they may not have the division lead without Ohtani, but then it's like that same logic is what we're saying with Lindor. We're saying that if the Mets didn't have Lindor, they're not in playoff position. So it's like, you can't argue that for Ohtani, but then take that away from Lindor. Not saying that that's what you're doing, but I'm saying the same thought process has to go for both, in my opinion.
Oh, and Corbin Carroll had 2 home runs today. Nice.
So,
I
know we got off topic with hats and stuff like that, but we actually didn't have any other hats to show off. So the HisPANIC hat was the last collection we had. But yeah, so somebody brought up a baseball question, so we decided to start firing in opinions galore there.
Opinions galore.
Yeah, did not see how you mentioned the best.
I don't know. Is there anything else we need to cover that we may have missed?
No. Rack up those points for October. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yes. Yeah. I will say there's one pack that we had a great marketing idea to do that unfortunately it's getting pushed, and I'm sad about it still. Yeah. Well, when it drops, I'll talk about it later. So
HisPANICs drop on Tuesday, 11 a.m. Central, or not Central, Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. Why did I say Central?
Central people like, yes, finally. No.
And then the pins dropping on Sunday. A bunch of J-Tips pins, a bunch of older collection pins are going to be dropping on Sunday as well. Aside from all the great hats are going to be dropping between Thursday and Tuesday of next week. But as always, guys, we appreciate you tuning in every Wednesday with us. We will be back to our regularly scheduled time at 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern, starting next Wednesday. It is all my fault for the early show today. I apologize for that. I got a plane to catch, so.
All right.
We will see you guys later.
See you guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Love you.